I've missed that a lot. There's been lots of times where I've missed having her there. You know, the birth of my other two children, lots of things. You know, we all go through things where you really, you know, a lot of people want their mum there with them. So yeah, it's been tough. I was living with my husband at the time. I was actually at home, it was the evening, and I was actually just changing Keelan's nappy. We were about to go out. We were going to go and get fish and chips and take over to my mum's. There was a knock at the door. I quickly whisked Keelan upstairs because I was in the middle of changing his nappy and thought that might not be something they want to see. And my husband came up to me and said, "There's been an accident, it's your mum." And I said, instant thought was car, you know, she'd been knocked over by a car or something. Came down and there was a policeman and woman in my front room. They didn't really tell me what had happened. They just said there'd been an incident and it was suspicious circumstances, and that I needed to go over to my dad's because my dad wasn't home from work yet, and they thought it'd be a good idea for me to be there when he got home. Dad got home from work, my sister was still living at home. We were sat down all together, my nan as well was brought in, and we were told what had happened to her, and obviously that was pretty horrendous. Yeah. So it's the first time I've seen my dad cry ever. It was just numbness really. I think it just the house went silent, and I remember nobody seemed to know what to say. I think it was everybody was letting it sink in. Very strange few days after that. It was very odd, and obviously having police around in the house all the time was very surreal. And almost, it was, the very beginning was almost like this is a joke, she's going to walk in through the door, you know what I mean? It just wasn't real. Yeah, it was pretty horrendous. So, and from then on really it's a bit of a haze. It was like living in a bubble. It was very odd. So yeah, to have that news was, took a long time to sink in. She was very popular, very friendly, very sociable. Yeah, had time for everybody. She's a real family lady. Everything was family orientated. Her children were the most important thing, and her husband. And she was really looking forward to having grandchildren, really looking forward to it. She'd been collecting Disney videos ready for her grandchildren. And obviously, because she got to spend 10 months with Keelan before she died. But obviously, yeah, so she missed out on a lot. She's got 4 grandchildren now, yeah. I've got 3 and my younger sister's got a daughter. So she's missed out on that. Christmas was her favourite time of year. She went all out on Christmas and spoiled everyone. And she loved it. She made a big fuss at Christmas, all the decorations, the tree, everything. She loved to dress, when we were younger, she loved to dress me and my sister in the clothes, exactly the same. Even though we're 3 years apart, we look like twins in all the pictures, matching everything. She was a bit late learning to drive. I do remember her passing her driving test and coming to pick me up from primary school in the car, and she was really chuffed she'd passed. But before then, she used to cycle to work and quite often take me and my sister with her. So my sister would be in a little seat on the back of the bike and I'd be cycling along next to her. Yeah, spent a lot of quality time with us as young children. She read to us quite a lot. I do remember The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe book being read over and over again. That was one of our favourites. Yeah. She couldn't wait to have grandchildren. She did say not too early, but yeah, she was really looking forward to it. And as soon as Keelan was born, every excuse to come over and visit or call us up to come over and have cuddles. It's quite young.
To be grandmother at 40?
Well, she was when he was born. Just before, she was a little bit, this is too soon. But yeah, she was over the moon. She was really pleased. Like Keelan's the first one out of the family to go to university, and she would have been really proud of him as well.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, we were what I class as a really normal family. Nothing happened. My parents were still together. There was no divorces in the family. Nothing unusual happened. So this was just, it was devastating. It's difficult. You're kind of dealing with the circumstances at the same time as the loss, and it's almost I don't think I dealt with the actual loss until quite a way after, because you're kind of caught up in all this, the media, the police, the investigation, and it's also alien to you. You're caught up so much in that you don't actually grieve properly until quite a while after, when everything died down, all the police are gone. That's when you really, it hits you that they're not coming back. It is as important, yeah. 20 years, nothing's changed for me in the way I feel about it. It's 20 years on, which obviously is a negative in the fact that nobody's been caught. But I don't, yeah, it's still not fresh, but I still struggle with it. It's a very fast 20 years, yeah, definitely. Sometimes it's more raw than others. I mean, yeah. I try not to think about the negative stuff. I try and just remember the positive stuff about her, because that's, I think, the best way to move forward. But obviously, you know, I've got these memories there, so. But obviously I want somebody caught and, you know, have to pay for what they've done, but at the same time it's having to see somebody who's done that and bring it all back. It's going to be tough, but it's, I think, something the whole family need. It's not a nice thought, thinking about what she went through in her last sort of few minutes or moments of life. That's something I try not to dwell on, because that's hard. Another hard milestone was when I'm now older than she was when she died, and I did find that birthday quite hard. I think it made me realise just how young she was. I mean, obviously I knew she was young, but when you get to that age yourself, you realise just how young it was. Yeah, that was difficult. I did find that really hard. I didn't think I was going to, but it did affect me. I did think about her a lot. For different reasons, you know, either, oh, she's missed that, or, you know, I remember, you know, we'll talk about her, I remember when she used to do this and that. But yeah, often if I have sort of real quiet times, I do think back, and you know, I do get upset with the fact that I've had so many years without her, and all the things she missed out on, and that it's, you know, she was such a lovely lady, and it's just not fair. There was a lot of anger towards them. It's difficult to have anger towards somebody you don't, you know, you have no idea who it is, obviously. I have to say the anger has lessened, I guess, but I still want them to be caught. I don't want them to go through the rest of their lives without being, you know, having to pay for what they've done to me and my whole family, and how they've affected our lives. First of all, not understanding why they would do it. It's not, I can't come up in my head with any reason why somebody would do that, other than maybe they're sick, you know, they're not well. But also that person's probably carrying on with their life as normal and has been ever since. You're going to work, married, maybe kids. And it's, I don't know. It's really remote. There's not many people go down there. And I think that's what's difficult as well, is the fact that she was on her own when it happened, and you know, for a while afterwards. That's difficult to deal with, that she was just left there. I would never have thought that would happen, you know, somewhere like that down here. It's so remote, and you do feel safe down there. It makes me think the person probably knew the area, I'm imagining. That's what I think, you know. I think they must know the area it's not somewhere you just randomly come across. I would just urge anybody that's got anything, no matter how insignificant it seems, or if you think, well, it's been too long, there's no point now, just come forward with it. You know, it could help. If it's not a name, just something, anything at all could really help with the investigation. There isn't anything too insignificant, or, you know, just, you know, come forward and give them a call. If if somebody's had suspicions back 20 years ago, but thought, you know, I can't say anything at the moment because I know this person, I'm living with this person, or I've got my suspicions but I've got no real evidence, so I can't go, just give a name in, you know, that's all you need to do, the police can do the rest. They don't need any more than a name. That's really important, really important.